Yo, what up, guys? How you guys doing today? We're just gonna go over a few things today. But first, I always like to start out with, guys, make sure you smash that like, that subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you guys can be notified every single time I drop a new video. So let's jump right into it, man. Right now, man, we have a big controversial thing going on right now, man. Everything is going haywire with the whole, we already know about the Activision, and Blizzard and Call of Duty, Xbox trying to own Call of Duty, and now we know about PlayStation is trying to block that deal. They really want to block that deal because they're saying it's going to affect console sales. Nobody's going to go buy PS4s and PS5s anymore, and it's going to damage, their brand. It's going to scar them, their name. Now, I was looking at some videos like, see, I only go around searching and digging for facts and clues to what justifies that they're trying to block the Activision deal and why they think that they should be charging $70 plus tax for The Last of Us. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I think Sony have a real big issue with Xbox competing with them. I said it and I'm gonna stick to it, man. They don't like competition. I think they was put on a pedestal that was so high that they never thought that they would ever have to compete with Xbox. Nintendo was kind of different because that was more like kiddie. I would say that's more like Disney World, versus Universal Studios or something like that. They're two different parts, theme parks, so they're two different to really compare Nintendo with PlayStation. But you can compare PlayStation with Xbox and PC. I have to start remembering to pretty much put Xbox/PC together too. So basically they don't want to compete. So they got flew out to Brazil, from what I'm hearing, went to the lawyers or whatever, complaining to the jurors and everybody, hey, look, we need to stop this deal because it's going to ruin our sales, because Call of Duty is one of the biggest juggernauts out there. There's no other shooter that can compete with Call of Duty. This is what they're saying now. This is what sources are saying. They're saying that there's no one else that can compete with Call of Duty. Now, we have to stop them right there, guys. Another point I heard someone else make. Okay, cool. You're saying there's nobody else that can compete, right? What about the Fortnites of the world, the Apex? What about the Destinies? What about the Battlefield? So there's no more shooters out there that's a great shooter. The Halos, of course, that's Xbox, but I'm just making that as an example because, Bungie can pretty much make another Halo for PlayStation. But they were saying even if they give them the tools, even if they give them the money, they still quite won't build a reputation. They still won't be as big as Call of Duty. So basically we have to go out their way and buy somebody like a Fortnite. Can't forget about Grand Theft Auto. That is pretty much, that's still in there too, as it's not considered probably like a shooter game. It's more like, an adventure type, crime, game, but still, it's still a big game. And there was just trying to compare, like there's nothing on the table that's a Call of Duty. Okay, why would you go spend, what did they spend on Bungie? What they spend like $7+ billion to buy them, say, oh, we're gonna make 10 live service over the next 5 to 10 years, where we're gonna make 10 live service games that's gonna be on their subscription services or whatever. They're gonna start trying to compete with Game Pass. Okay, why did you go out and spend that money? Why are you locking games down from Xbox that people want to play, like Spider-Man's of the world, Final Fantasies? You're locking these games down, but you don't want Xbox to lock down a king. You don't want no competition. That's what everybody's been saying. They want competition. Oh, Xbox need to compete. We're tired of the Halos, the Gears, and the Forza. Compete. Now that they went out and bought up the whole entire industry, they got 30 studios now coming to Xbox, making games in development right now for Xbox. PlayStation don't like it. Like I said, they don't want competition. We get it, guys. We get it. It's just too much going on here for PlayStation to handle. And another thing I like to touch on, it's not even PlayStation and the creators that I have a problem with. It's the big bosses, the big CEOs, the ones that's on this high mountain that no one can ever say anything to. No one can ever reason with them. They don't compromise with nobody. It's not even the creators for PlayStation. I don't have a problem with the actual PlayStation and the creators. It's Sony. It's the ones that's running the company, that's damaging the company, that's just running the company into the ground with these bad decision making. It's like, okay, I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog wanted to create a new IP. No, if I'm the boss, pretty much you have to do what I say. So if I say no, make 10 more remakes of Uncharted, you have to do it. You have to do it. I'm the boss. I tell you what to do. You work for me. I'm paying you. You get what I'm saying? So I don't even necessarily even know if they really wanted to do the remake, but since it's such a big hit, Sony likes to ride that wave into like, we believe in generations. Okay, cool. You believe in generations, but you can't get mad when everybody's coming at you and I say, okay, you want to stop the deal from Call of Duty. Now let's go over to the cash grabbing. Okay, cool. You want to do cash grabbing now with The Last of Us, a rebuilt game. You so-called called a rebuilt game. From what I'm hearing from sources, they're saying this ain't really truly all the way 100% a rebuilt game. It's upgraded graphics and a new engine from what I'm hearing. That's just what I'm hearing. They're using a new engine. Of course it's going to be upgraded, 4K native, 4K. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in 60 FPS. I'm pretty sure, PC guys, when they get it, they're going to have that 120 plus FPS on there. Big shout out to my PC guys. But yeah, everybody's wondering like, okay, cool, you want a cash grab, you want a remake, why are you copying and pasting The Last of Us? From what I'm hearing, sources are saying now, this is what they're saying out here on these, YouTube streets. The game is pretty much, if it's rebuilt, there's no new animations, no new mechanics. It's just copy and paste it. They're deleting content out of the game. You don't even get multiplayer when the release. I don't know if it's gonna come later. From what I'm hearing, it may come later, but it's DLCs. They gotta milk it. And guess what? That's gonna be another premium price tag they're coming with. Or you want to upgrade, or you want to add expansion? That's what gonna be like $10-20, probably to add multiplayer later on if they even decide to add it. Let's just hope this game ain't broken. So if it's rebuilt, right? If it's a masterpiece, if the game is built ground up, it can have bug issues. But you didn't add any, being that it's copied and paste and just upgraded graphics. They're saying they're using a new engine. Everything is this, everything is that. It's new this, new that. But then when I go and I listen to other people that's speaking on it, I'm just listening to them, and they're saying, wait a minute, this game is copy and paste. You're telling us that you rebuilt the game, but you have no new mechanics. You have no new animations. Oh, we got another Horizon here. Might as well say another copy and paste. Do I have a problem with it? No, because I'm huge. Like I said before, I'm a huge fan of PlayStation and the creators, but I'm not a fan of Sony, the bosses, the big bosses that's kind of pushing everybody around, calling the shots, making them do things they don't really want to do. Like, you have to listen to your boss, but it's just not right. It don't make it right that you have to keep making remakes when we can make a part 3 Last of Us, or a rebirth game that's just new, fresh, how it all really began. A new start of Last of Us. Give the fans what they really asking for instead of what you want to give us. It's like going shopping and someone just say, here, I'm just gonna give you anything, and you're like, no, I didn't ask for that. You're gonna feel some type of way, especially if you got a $70 plus price tag on it. I just don't think it's right that Sony can push PlayStation and the developers around and nobody's coming out saying anything about it. Everybody's like, well, we have to do what we're told. We're gonna shove that $70 plus down your throat, and you're gonna like it because we know we have a strong fan base, loyal fanboys, Sony ponies. They're gonna justify why it should be that. But when you do your research and you go, and you hear and you come across all these different content creators and everybody's saying this game ain't worth it. They're digging deep on why, and I'm trying to figure it out too. Why does it carry this price tag so heavy if we know it's only worth 40 to 50 max? We want to support them. We want to support PlayStation and developers, but we don't want to support the Sony ideal. It's not fair. It's not right. I don't think that Sony should. They should get them more freedom. If it comes back and say, okay, Naughty Dog decided to do this on their own, cool, fine, I'm with it. I back them because that's what they do, and I'm a huge fan of Uncharted and Last of Us, but I feel like they're being pushed around and they can't do nothing about it. And Sony's just bullying PlayStation and the developers just to keep getting all these money grabs real quick so they can pay off their debt with Bungie and Square Enix, where they're trying to buy Square Enix, but they're complaining about that they're broke. That is going to damage PlayStation. How are you dropping $70 billion? You can be building a new Call of Duty game competitor. If you're spending that much money, right? Call of Duty have over how many, like 2,000 employees? Go hire some people. A dude, I heard people saying, man, just compete, Sony. Why you don't want to compete anymore? See, that's what happened when you get so high on life. You can get to the point where you don't want to compete anymore. Nobody. It's like a billionaire versus a millionaire or a thousandaire. Like they're not going to listen to you. It's like I already made it. What point are you trying to prove to me if I already made it? What I've been doing for all these years have been working. So why should I listen to you? Why should I listen to you? Why should I listen to you? Nobody wants to listen. We have all these debates. We go over and over. Why is it nobody can justify? Why does it carry this price tag? And it really don't carry the price tag to me. If you have a new engine, but you don't have new mechanics, you don't have new animations, now you're just copying and pasting and upgrading the graphics, which is, I have no problem with that. But I think they're forced to do it because of Sony forcing them to do it. I have to blame the main source, and that's the boss, Sony. I can't blame the content. They can only do what Sony's giving them the money to do and front this bill. And if it's a quick, it's kind of like taking advantage of someone. You got people that take advantage of, take your kindness for weakness, and I just really feel that about Sony. I'm talking about the bosses up there, higher up, that nobody really can say anything to, because nobody really is like up there to talk some sense into them. They're trying to stop the Activision deal. They're trying to stop Game Pass from getting Call of Duty. They're bad mouthing. They're looking weak out here in these streets, man. Sony, the bosses. I'm talking about the bosses. I'm not talking about PlayStation and the creators. I'm talking because they have to listen to these ignorant people at the top that nobody can say anything to. They're not even giving the fans what they're really asking for. We're asking for games. We're asking for new shooters, multiplayer shooters on PlayStation, and they still want to make more walking simulators and more single player games. That's cool. That's fine. I'm 100% all for it. But I would be 200% if you drop more multiplayer games on PlayStation 2, so that you don't have to have these arguments. We won't be having, if the big CEOs, the big bosses of Sony would have listened to the fans and made a Halo for PlayStation, we would not be having this argument right now. But no one can say, if they would have had like a new Killzone but made it way bigger, that would have been a Halo competitor or Fortnite competitor or Call of Duty competitor. But they just won't make that push. It's like we only want to follow behind our culture, our roots. We don't want to grow. Like it's always room for improvement, Sony. The creators, they can only do what you're allowing them to do. If you don't pass the bill, they can't do it. So man, I just want to touch on that story that I came across earlier, and just give my input, my opinion on, I'm starting to blame more so Sony than actual PlayStation and the creators, because they really have to get pushed around by greed. Someone that really don't even care about them like that. They only care about money, and we clearly seeing it this generation. We believe in generations. man, that's a good one, ain't it? But I guess I'm gonna leave it there, man, and tune back in later on with you guys. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in, for sticking with me, sticking it out with me, man. So make sure you guys smash that like, you know, that subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you guys can stay updated with all the new content. Thank you. Peace.